Didn't mean to abruptly use the clip so hard. We are here again, DevHub Live. Thanks for joining us. I'm here with my co-host Owen. How you doing, Owen?
Hey, all good. Yourself?
Good, good. Opposite sides of the world here. How is the Hacker House been going for you?
Well, we're out here in beautiful Thailand, Chiang Mai, and well, we've all been hacking so hard that we haven't really stepped outside, to be honest. Um, but yeah, it's been good. It's been nice to have this sort of build atmosphere because it's not just like near that's here, it's also a load of different people that are building in the space. A lot of smart people about, much smarter than me, and a lot of events. Just so it's nice to have this like flow of ideas and
Yeah,
stuff coming through. Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since I've been part of a Hacker House like that, but I think just the atmosphere of being around people, especially when you're typically working remote, you're at home by yourself. Just that whole thing is really a good experience for everybody.
Yeah, I'm not normally at home like asking my mom how I should implement this cross contract call the most effectively, but I can do that at a hacker
Yeah.
house, right?
Right, 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 right.
And it's great to like it's not just other hackers here, it's like product people as well. So it's good to get some feedback on like what you've been building from not just like a product perspective, but also an outside perspective, because you can get so I'm sure you can get like so deep into the product that and like the technical details that you don't really look at the bigger picture sometimes.
100%. Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. I think it'd be good to, we're talking about the Hacker House. We're referring to the Redacted Hackathon that's happening now. That ends on the 31st. You still have time. The due date was going to be tomorrow, but we have now over 1,400 participants with over $700,000 in prizes that we extended it to the 31st. And so that means like if you have not even started, you still have plenty of time to get started and start building. And so there is a plethora of resources available to everyone, and we really encourage you to check them out. We've been doing workshops with all different projects for the past couple months, but if you go down and you just look at the different prizes here and you see some of the different partners that are part of this, there all the documentation is there. You can see again up tier 2. If you go to resources, you can jump right in and start building something. You'd be foolish not to join because it's a really, really simple thing to just kind of get going. And uh, what I love is, I know you've been working on a project yourself, that you can combine bounties. You don't always see that in hackathons, but you can actually start to combine bounties here. So if you see something like you want to add in AI, whether it's through an agent or whatever else, and you also are working on chain abstraction or you're just using Near as normal basic smart contracts, you can pull all those pieces together and apply for multiple prizes, which, to me, is a no brainer. Like it can't hurt to apply to more places, right? The worst is you don't.
Yeah, and I think also if you have like a pre-existing project, then it's not necessarily just about like stacking bounties. You can also say, look through this list and it's like, hey, wait, that product is the element I've been missing to my project. Let's just add it in during this hackathon.
Great point.
I think that's a
Yes.
great way to get involved as well, because it's not just like new projects. You can also take existing ones and add like blocks to it. It can be quite modular in that way. I think a thing to look at and think about as well is that we're coming up to the deadline, so we're like 7 days away, right? And
Yep.
you might be thinking, oh, it started on the 5th of September. I only have like what 10% or something to implement that. But I think like in general, you have hackathons that they're 2.5 days or 2 days or whatever. So 7 days it's obviously a lot longer than 2. And I think a lot of these bounties, well, as we've seen in the earlier workshops, can be done in a matter of an hour.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we had a few, especially the AI agents. You were up and running under an hour, integrating that. Thank you for reminding me about, like, you don't have to have a new project. So if you're already building something on any chain, if you have a way to integrate one of the partners or near directly, you can start applying for bounties. The only requirement is that, like, you are building something new for this event, but the whole product doesn't have to be new. So there's so many opportunities here to just kind of get involved. And if you're new to the near ecosystem, this is a really great and accelerated way of, like, seeing what it's all about and, like, seeing how much tech is here. Because I think that the perception sometimes is that, like, it's just another L1, and so, like, why can't I just use, what's the difference? But when you start to see the full suite of what's available here from a technical stack, it's more than every time I talk to someone who really starts to see what's there, like, oh, I didn't realize it was also X, Y, and Z, right? It's chain abstraction, it's AI, it's, smart contracts, it's account abstraction, it's all the things there. And it's just, you can really build whatever you want.
Yeah, I really like in this hackathon how we've seen, well, I've seen firsthand really. Um, I don't know the larger numbers, but on a more anecdotal standpoint, like the amount of AI people who have been getting involved, and it's more like more people coming from an AI background than like a Web3 background into this. It's
Yeah.
really, I think in Web3 we have a lot of, like, we're in this echo chamber, and we're like moving about between different Web3 projects, and not many people are actually coming in. So it's
Yep.
nice to have some more giga brains like enter not just near, but like the wider Web3, um, space, and bring a like a new different perspective to things as well.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I also want to highlight, so if people have not seen already, let me just switch my screen to this other one. All right, I'm going to present this other screen. So the regular event, so the IRL event here, this has been updated to now show the schedule, and so this will be updated regularly.
Is
But
that
if you're
the
looking to,
Illuminati symbol?
yes, we've invited the Illuminati to the event. You're gonna really learn how the world works if you come to Redacted Bangkok. But low and slow. There we go. But the schedule is slowly starting to fill in here. This will continue to be updated hour over hour, and we'll see this leading up to the event here in November. But you can start to get a sense of what the schedule will be like. The list of speakers is here as well. Really, some heavy hitters in, again, not just like crypto, but AI, privacy, DeFi, all the different pieces of this here. So definitely come check out the site, redactedbangkok.com or .ai. They all work. So you can also just go like this. There you go.
Yeah, I'm really interested by this speaker lineup more than last year, to be honest. Last year was my first NearCon. This year is Redacted, branded a little bit different, and the happenings are a little bit different. But yeah, I'm more excited this time because as much as I do love Near, I don't want to hear about Near 24/7. So
Totally.
it's nice to have a lot of, like, a variety of different people from different spaces. Like I say, more
Yeah.
AI stuff coming in that I know less about. So I think I'll be attending a lot more of those talks, because I know a decent bit about Near, so I'm looking
Yes.
forward to learning more about other stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And what I think is neat about this event, if you are a hacker and normally you go to these events and you're kind of, hold up and you're just trying to compete and you're missing out on all the different talks and the events, that's why we separated it, right? So there is, a nice separation between, you do the hackathon, you finish, and if you can then go to the event in person, you don't have to worry about building. You can just go enjoy the festivities, see all the different talks, network, do those things that normally you probably don't get to do at an event. So it's kind of cool stuff with that.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like it's like it's been like a graduation, you know. You've worked hard over these last 2 months, and then you can come and maybe not relax. Crypto conferences, there's always something crazy going on. There's always like a natural disaster going on at a crypto conference. There's
Right.
always a flood, but you can come and just like not think about hacking anymore, and you've completed your big hackathon project, and you can just like chill it and talk to other people about what you were building. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And again, if you just if you go to the site here and you uh check out the speaker lineup, you'll see again like it is a really diverse setup, and I really think people are going to learn something if you feel like how Owen feels, right? I've been to a million crypto conferences. I know how near works. I get how blockchains work. Enough of that. This is going to be definitely a lot more of that, and some really cool announcements of where things are going, not just at near but in the industry as a whole too.
Yeah, yeah. Are there any? Have you heard of any projects so far that are submitting that you've think are the most interesting?
So I have not seen any actual projects come through just yet. I'm actually not judging, which is kind of nice for for myself. But I have what I am hearing and just talking with people is everyone's looking to do an AI piece, right? And so the you know, the AI agent part of like I can just log it into my log it into my APIs as it is and start to extend my product is a simple win. And so I think we're going to see a ton of that, which is okay. Like I think a lot of it's going to be probably some copy paste type of stuff, but it's a nice introduction to that. The chain abstraction piece of people actually leveraging, especially like Bitcoin, I think is going to be really interesting.
Mm,
There's a lot of projects that are starting to do stuff around that. We actually have another workshop coming up on Monday with the proximity team to talk about building on Bitcoin using chain abstraction some more. So again, still time to build here, and that's again I'm looking for creativity here, especially.
yeah, I think like I've judged and helped out and sponsored or whatever hackathons before, and well, all of these ones I've done before are like ETH Global ones, 3 days, right? And I've always mostly known what to expect because I mean it's 3 days. What much can you do? I've been impressed before, but I've never really been surprised, I would say. Um, but with this hackathon, it being 2 months, I have no idea what to expect, and I'm excited to see when
Yeah.
those like presentations and the the prizes are announced, like what people have built, and hopefully like they stick around and we can have these big brain people stay around and build some like you can build an MVP here, but actually turn it into a profitable product.
Yeah, I mean that is one of the things that, especially at DevHub, that we're trying to do more of and provide some of those different pathways to keep building. So we do encourage people who are building here, even if you don't win a prize, but you see some positive outcomes from what you've been building. You've enjoyed the developer experience here. We encourage you to stick around and ask questions, ask for help. We will certainly get you in touch with the right people, both from a technical standpoint as well as just a product support standpoint. There's something about really being able to come in and try something new and find a little success and keep it going, because it's so easy to just come hack and then just drop it, but to really get involved in that. And Near's not going anywhere, so there's a really good opportunity here to uh, be creative and take over some market share.
Yeah, I think as Vlad was saying, one of our like co-workers that, and or maybe it was Maria. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But these hackathon prize pools are really not just like prize pools. They're like an angel investment, really. Like there's some big money being thrown about. So
Oh
hopefully
yeah.
teams are gonna like use this and have that help them accelerate their product.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, and that's I love that approach. So one of the things that I've noticed that happens in crypto, and it happens in all hackathons, but it's a little more proven lately, is like people just come in and try to be mercenaries and just collect cash all the way through. And I get that, and there's nothing wrong with. I mean,
we
that's one of the
do
good
love
things.
money.
Yeah, absolutely, and you got to pay bills and stuff like that. There is also, I think, a stage here where a lot of projects in crypto are starting to, I would say, graduate to becoming real products and actually going and getting, I would say, sustainable investment. So there was hype a couple years ago, and so people got wild, wild valuations and a ton of money was thrown around, and it was for products that weren't really ready. There's a lot more maturity now in the ecosystems, and so now is a great opportunity to, if you feel like you are onto something, if you are building something that you are enjoying building, there is a much smarter path to becoming a sustainable project. If you want that to become your thing, there are now, I would argue, pathways that not only just like help you raise a bunch of money, but actually help you raise money in a way that you can keep building without having to be caught up in just hype constantly. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I feel like there's more like stronger and more sustainable pathways maybe now.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if
Yeah,
that's accurate, but
yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Uh, Quick reset here. If you are here, obviously for the Bitte workshop, they're doing awesome stuff with their wallet and their AI agents, things like that. Little technical difficulty are coming soon. They are joining soon. We will have them up on stage here just in a little bit. Again, all our recordings are on our YouTube. You can also check this out on the Near Protocol YouTube. If you follow us on Twitch or X, whatever streaming that you're watching this on now, you can always catch the replay. You can skip ahead of Owen and I just jabbing on about the hackathon, things like that. So, but anyways, yeah, I look at before they come on stage here. Uh, I want to do a little bit of a quick reset of some of the things that are happening in the ecosystem. One, Owen helps put together an awesome newsletter every single week called the DevHub newsletter. The link is down below. Please sign up for it because it is tailored to developers about what's happening in the ecosystem and then obviously beyond that affects them as a builder in their ecosystem. So there's so much happening constantly. It's hard to keep up. All that is synthesized right there for you in your inbox every single week. And Owen does a really great job with that. So encourage you to sign up for that if you don't already. Our
yeah, and
Go ahead.
we try to keep the shilling to like a minimum, but we're over there. We're trying to share like more resources of what's happening, and will be productive to you as like a builder. We're very developer focused in that newsletter and here at DevHub. So trying to share like a lot of resources that like repos and like support channels and stuff like that that can help you build. And if you're already a great builder and you have all the resources, then maybe like help with founder support and other things like that.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a big piece of all this. I'm gonna put it here at the bottom too. If you need support when you're building here at Near, there's two main channels on Telegram that we encourage people to go to. The first one slash Near Dev is the general main developer one. All of DevHub's DevRels are all in there, as well as the community. So builders from all walks of life are in there as well. It's a really friendly community. You can come in, ask any kind of questions related to what you're building. It's there. If you are specifically building chain abstraction, There is also a secondary group. You can ask questions in either place. But if you're doing chain abstraction, there's a group that is tailored just for that, that has people who are actually working on the chain abstraction pieces directly here on Near. So those developers are actually in that chat, and you can ask them questions there as well. And we really encourage you to kind of jump into those and get any information that you need, even if it's just something of like, do you have docs on whatever? Is there a repo we should be looking at? People can come and answer that. And as Owen said, like there is a lot of different stuff, resources that are out there, and that's why we put out that newsletter, because we want to make sure that you're seeing what's actually out there and available.
Yeah, and we also have like office hours on Thursdays as well. When is the next one? In like an hour and 20 minutes. And I've been trying to talk to more developers recently about what they're building in the larger scheme of things, not just answering like single dev questions, just
Yep.
because I've becoming more and more interested in what teams are building, and so that's why I'm looking forward and grateful to be like here in Thailand and going to Redacted, because then I can annoy more people and question more people about what they're building, and then see how I as an individual and the ecosystem as a larger collective can help them bring that to life, and for it to be something productive to
Yeah,
either
it's
them or to us or to anyone.
great point there. Come talk just about like what you're doing, like talk through, you have that opportunity to get feedback from someone else, just even of like the methodology that you're using, things like that. And sometimes, especially if you're coming from a different ecosystem, there might be ways that you can better optimize something here at Near, and there might be something that you kind of are missing. And it's like, oh, I used to do things one way, how to do that. When you give a great
I think it's
example,
also.
go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't know you were coming out with an
Okay.
example,
Yeah,
but I think it's also the other way around. Like, I love talking to people from like Ethereum and other ecosystems, because they might bring something to the table we've not thought about as well, and they have very different ways of thinking. So I
yeah,
like to get, again, like an outsider perspective on things.
for sure. No, the example I was just going to give is you put a great one on Twitter the other day of comparing two contracts, a function and contract in both, it was Solana and Near. And what I thought was great was it was just like showing like that two similar functions done very differently in a different type of experience. And so sometimes when you come into something new, it's important, or helpful to have those conversations with other devs, because, you know, there might be a better way to do things or easier way or just whatever that might be.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot like there's different ways of thinking. I'm not too familiar with um like Ethereum and stuff, but it's like transactions are synchronous, right? But on Near, we sort of like have asynchronous runtime, so you got to think about like how you're making cross contract calls. And there's a discussion about like flash loans the other day I saw, about
Mhm.
how it's not particularly like a thing on Near because of the asynchronous runtime. So you've got to think about like how to maybe structure your product and structure like your architecture differently, but then also thinking about what more you can do with things like access keys. Just I was at like a bit of a party the other day, and we were talking about like airdrops and tokens and stuff. And I whipped out my phone and gave someone like a coupon drop
Nice.
just at the party, and they were surprised, like, bro, you just did it like right here, and like I wasn't exposing any keys or anything, and I airdropped them like an account with some amount of near in. Uh, yeah, just a cool example, and people doesn't realize it's like possible.
Yeah. No, I mean, for sure. I think that those are great. It sounds like a cool party. No, no, but,
Maybe not. It was a little bit dead. That's why the crypto
yeah, it's
came
like,
out.
come hang and we'll do airdrops for you. No, but seriously though, I think that stuff example is great. And if when you're talking to other developers, they appreciate that. Of sometimes like they don't understand the simplicity of some of the things that are going on as well. So anytime you can demonstrate it, obviously, is great.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm interested to hear. Do you want to? I don't know if you want to leak any secrets, but Joe here works on some NFT stuff, some shard dog stuff, and I hear you've been playing with like Merkle trees recently, right? And
Yes, yes, yes.
storing NFTs. Do you want to go into that at all? I'd be interested to hear.
Yeah, so yeah, I have a product called Shard Dog and we do a lot of NFT stuff. And one of the things here that and I'll bring up my screen here. So one of the things that is tough on any protocol, but even especially near is sometimes like there is a storage fee. And one of the things that come up when you have storage fees is obviously, how do I manage that at scale? And so here let me show my screen here quick. Oh, we have Bitte coming up. So yeah, I'll just do this super quick because I want to make sure that we get them on stage. That's what you guys are really here for. But yeah, you can check out this repo here that I'm sharing. So you can see at the top of the screen. And this is based on Merkle trees for proof of ownership. And so this way, all we're storing is essentially the Merkle tree root, and we are storing a small piece of data. I just added in a small ownership function that really minimizes again total data storage, and it cuts the price down to like 1/30th of what it would be for a standard NFT, maybe even less than that.
Jesus.
And it still has all the same functionality. And so you still will show up in your wallet. It will still emit their proper things. So indexers can still pick it up. And it just, to me, it was like a proof of on near here, you can really get creative and you can start to do things a little bit outside the box and get some really pretty cool results. And so definitely check this out. Please ask questions if you're curious about how this kind of stuff works. It's a little bit different than like CNFTs on Solana. It's not quite the same there, but there are a lot of similarities, and it's kind of born out of that idea and concept. But yeah, definitely, please give feedback if you're curious about that. And this is an open source repo, so certainly check that out. Most
So go
importantly,
ahead
though,
and steal the code.
yeah, go steal it, fork it, do whatever you want. More importantly, the reason why we're doing this is because these workshops are awesome. We have some great projects. I am a big fan of Bitte. This is, if you've heard of Mintbase, this is that same group. I personally do a lot of stuff using their wallet and some of the different things, and I work with them directly. So I am excited to have them back on here to do another workshop here around all the great stuff they're doing here at Bitte. So let's bring Micro and Mark up to the stage. Hey, Micro, thanks for jumping on.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, good to see
What's
you.
up, guys?
Great. So yeah, I'm gonna let you kind of do your thing. No pressure here. Just like however you want to go through it. If you have some slides you want to kick it off with, that's awesome. And yeah, we'll just like let you kind of drive the ship here.
Awesome.
Maybe we can, if you want to give like a brief overview. There's quite a few people watching, so brief overview of like what Betty is and like what you're doing.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, I do have some. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you great.
Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, I do have some slides. I'm gonna go through those first, but the goal here is to, at the end of the presentation, that we build an agent and we get an AI agent live. So I brought Mark with me. Mark's working very closely with me on this stuff, and yeah, the goal is to just go through what Bitte is, what its role in the Near ecosystem, and then kind of like show. Actually, we're going to use Claude and Cursor to kind of code for us, but
Awesome.
most people are already using that stuff, so that's
for
cool.
sure.
You mind if I share my screen?
Yes, please do.
Let's go.
Awesome.
This is where things don't. Ah, that was quick. Never normally goes that smoothly for sharing screen.
Awesome. All right, let's get this started. Yeah, Bitte, building your first AI agent with Bitte. Let's first talk a little bit about Bitte. And Bitte is the decentralized agent selector protocol. We're kind of like coming up with this now as we kind of find our place in the AI / Web3 space. We've been building NFTs since 2018. Initially, it was called Mintbase, and kind of like rebranded now to Bitte. We spent many years at the utility layer for NFTs, but unfortunately, that never really caught on. And over the past few months, years, maybe we noticed that the NFT demand was kind of falling off. So we started investigating more and more why people never started using NFTs or like crypto in general. And we noticed that one of the biggest friction points was onboarding, right? So like, how do you go from not having heard of crypto or maybe having heard of crypto but not owning tokens to interacting with these applications? So as we started like diving a little deeper into this problem, we built what we thought would be the solution for this problem, which is a wallet. And with our wallet, we ship things like passkeys that make it a little bit, make it a bit easier to like create accounts. So users are exposed to passphrases and things like that from the get-go. And there's you can check out like Bitte Wallet. It's been out before Bitte Wallet was called Mintbase Wallet. So it's been part of the new ecosystem for about a year now. And yeah, we ship many things to kind of like fix the onboarding issues we noticed that people had at many of the activations we did with NFTs for 5 years. And then as we kept building the wallet and adding more features and more stuff, there was also in parallel AI happening, and we started playing around a bit with ChatGPT and function calls and all of these different things. And that led us to figure out that, all right, apart from like onboarding users, maybe there's something here that we can use to like help users find apps, get closer to their vocabulary when they're using apps. Like for example, I still think like most applications are kind of hard to use, like especially DEXs. You have like all these terminology like slippage and to name a few, right? There's a lot of different words, and most people don't really know what that means. So with AI, we believe that we can get closer to users. Maybe users just want to like trade or swap or do whatever, and they can just come up with those sort of sentences and talk to the wallet, so the wallet figures that out for them. So yeah, that's Bitte. That's what we're trying to build. It's like this ecosystem of AI agents that are accessed through the wallet. This is just one of the ways to access these agents, but the goal is to solve the user experience for most, like to solve the crypto user experience, kind of.
Right.
Sorry, just took a long time here, but I was just really trying to go through the whole slide.
No, this is good because I think it's important that people understand that, one, like this is not using AI for the sake of using AI. Like there are certainly projects out there that are just trying to shove like a GPT wrapper into something. You guys are being very purposeful in both of how you're building agents, but also how you are leveraging it within your own products and wallet. And I think it's good to see that and explain to people that like this is really about improving the user experience as a whole throughout crypto, not just again shoving it in there just to have it there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
yeah.
I felt that firsthand when I remember like a few months back, I was able to create like I don't know if it was Mintbase at that time or a Bitte wallet within like a few seconds, and then went and queried like the NFTs for some account via natural language within, again, a couple of seconds. So I really like how you're implementing like the AI and the onboarding experience, and it's really going like hand in hand and supporting each other.
Yeah, so like we have a very small demo here of the our wallet. We recently shipped this new way to find different agents, pick them, talk to them. Yeah, this is live as of last week, I think. And yeah, there's a whole lot of documentation that people can use to like start building these agents. Some of the, the concept is just go from like text or any other input. We want to enable like multimodality, whether it's like voice, images, video, whatever. It's coming up in the next couple of months and years. We want to support like any input to like a transaction. Right now we have things like Refinance and CoinGecko, where you can go and check like what's the price for what's the USD price of Near. And it's like $5 or $4, and you can say like, all right, I want to buy $8 worth of Near, and we will figure that out for you. Maybe like check CoinGecko for the price, then like Refinance if you don't have any crypto at all. Eventually we'll figure that out, but like for now, like it's really helpful for just swapping tokens in general. Then we also enabled something like with DALI and Mintbase, the Mintbase NFT infrastructure to like ask to create a drop, and this was like pretty interesting like a couple of months ago, where everyone was like creating drops, and like Shardog is one of the great examples of like creating drops and using them for a lot of reasons. And with our wallet, we kind of enabled this concept of, you can say, I want to create a drop of this concept, and it will generate the image and automatically create a link for you to share. So like all for free. You don't need to use crypto at all to like create these drops. And very soon we'll enable other things like swapping on other chains other than Near via chain abstraction. And yeah, how does it all look like? So we have clients, and the wallet is one of the clients. And ideally in the future, we'll see more and more of these clients come up. And these clients talk to our runtime, and our runtime is like composed of connection to a registry of agents. Right now we have our own registry, but ideally in the future we want to support more and more registries. And yeah, the runtime is where the magic kind of happens, because the agents that you can see here on the left are essentially APIs or any other app that exposes endpoints, and they store this manifest, open API manifest, that kind of explains like what are the routes that the runtime can talk to, and other stuff that we added, and I'll show you in 2 slides. But like the magic really happens in the runtime. We pick up the agents, we pull their instruction set, we pull their tools, and we run it in our runtime, and we are covering all the costs. So like people that deploy these open agents, they don't really spend money. They can just put up an API live, register your agent with Bitte, and we'll be covering the cost of running these models or the inference. And that's it. Like clients come, they talk to the Bitte wallet or any other that may come up in the future. The request goes through the runtime. We pick the agents return the answer to the user. And this is kind of like how it all works. The manifest I was just talking about, this is just a tiny part of it. This is an extension we added a couple of months ago, and it has like the account ID, so like the developer account ID in this case, or if you want to add like an account to your agent, you can also do it. And we have an object, like the assistant object, that includes things like the name, the description, the instruction set, and primitive tools that this agent uses. In this case, this is an agent that uses generate transaction. So it has the capability of building transactions for the user to sign. And then again, like the rest of the open API manifest includes things like paths for each endpoint that our runtime can talk to. I'm not sure, Mark, feel free to chime in anytime you feel like you need to say something.
Will do. So far, so good.
Awesome. So chain abstraction, there's a lot of stuff coming up. I don't want to dive too deep into this because this is not even like the thing I'm working on. Yeah, chain abstraction near supporting. Actually, like it makes it super easy for us to like add other chains. And very soon we'll have, hopefully next week, we'll have some agents that are deployed on, what is it again? Is it Gnosis chain? How is it?
We'll support a couple of test nets, probably Sepolia at first.
Okay.
Nice. It's a shame you're not talking about this stuff more. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah, we've been cranking at this for quite a while, but should have some demos soon, hopefully.
Very cool.
Yeah, I don't want to spill
Awesome.
the beans. Maybe I was talking too much about this.
Oh, no alpha. Oh, maybe we did have some alpha.
But yeah, so make agent, that's another one other of our tools. It's a CLI tool that we use to combine the development of like your API. And essentially this lets you test locally. It lets you register or deploy your agent and a few other things. So like this is kind of, I just want to introduce this here because we're going to use it a bunch while we're coding our agent. And I'm not sure if this has a Q&A. This is like a presentation I used for a couple of other demos, but if there's a Q&A here, we can stop for
yeah,
a
if people
minutes.
ask questions, for sure, we'll bring them up and so like that. And so yeah, people certainly, if you're watching live right now, you can certainly ask questions, any comments on any one of our streaming channels, and we will bring it up if it's appropriate. So don't ask about token price.
Perfect. All right, let me share these two links in the chat. And all right, so maybe we can share with the people watching. And the first one is like the documentation where, you know, have a quick start sort of tutorial that lets you like, that goes step by step from like deploying or picking one of the templates we have to deploying it and testing it and doing all the things. And the next one is something I've been working on, which is the boilerplate. Initially, my goal was to get this to be as minimal as possible. But as I'm like adding more and more little tools, and I find them kind of interesting, I just, yeah, the boilerplate is kind of growing a little bit now, but it's still very useful for anyone like that want to, you know, pick it up and use it for coding. So let me know if you all can see my screen.
Yep.
And if it's readable.
Yeah, we can. It looks great.
All right, perfect. So Mark, I'm gonna ask you to guide me here. Like this is just a boilerplate. We have a few things set up already. We have our API route. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about it. You've been cranking a lot at this.
Yep. This is from the boilerplate that you just shared.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, the AI plugin route, that's going to help us to build the manifest that we're sharing. And that's where the agent's going to know what possible tools are available and what routes it can hit, basically. That's what we're looking at here. And we have the, that's the XMB key there. That's going to share the Medbase metadata. It's going to also give more details about the agent. And basically, once our runtime hits this endpoint, that's where it's going to start to build a custom agent and then also know which tools to use, essentially.
Yeah, so like if we pick up like one of these, I have collapsed all of these, but like if we open up or expand like Reddit, you can see that it's basically just the API specification for this route. So you can see it's a get request handler. Here's the summary, the description. So essentially this will just get the latest Reddit post, and it will return, if it is a successful response, it will return an array with a bunch of data, right? But this is just a spec. This is just like letting other external systems know how to talk to this tool or how to use this tool from this agent, right? So if we go to this folder here, tools, you'll see Reddit, route, and this is where the handler is defined. So like it will fetch the latest Reddit posts and then return. It's super easy, but this is kind of like how you expand the capabilities of an agent.
And can you specify by like what you're querying by? Like instead of when you say get the latest post, is this just getting the latest post, or can you do by like topic, right, or by author?
Yeah, sure. Like really, what you can do, whatever. Like, we can even try to add something here live in the call. But before we do that, let me just run and show you like how to combine you know, the development like Next. This is a Next default, like super straightforward Next app, and it's combined with make agent. So like if you see my package JSON here, you'll see next dev, the dev command for next, and then make agent dev that is looking or listening to the port 3000, which is a default for next. You can adjust this to whatever framework of choice, but this might change very soon. We're looking into a way to like make this dynamic. So like if I run this, it should. Oh, sorry. Before we do this, let me clean up my .env. And yeah, so you see the whole process of signing. All right, so the first time I run make agent, it will prompt me a signature request, and this is how we create the API key to validate all of the requests that like the following requests. So like to validate whether the developer is like making updates, is the right person to make those updates.
Right.
So like I'm microchip here, so micro. Right now using the Bitte wallet. It generated the Bitte key here, and now I can. Okay, there was an error, but if we. Yeah, sometimes like we're pushing we've made a lot of changes recently, so sometimes we need to restart this.
The curse of live demos.
Yes.
Dude, yeah. But yeah, it should be good now. So like once the validation is done and the registration is finished, we can start like talking to the agent. So let's this is my assistant. I can even go here and you'll see one of the cool things. Super but yeah, I can change the name like DevHub demo assistant. And yeah, well, there's something wrong. Okay, it's done, I guess. But it should have changed my name here. Let me go back. Oops. Okay, yeah. So you can see DevHub demo assistant. So it's always looking for these changes and like updating.
Nice.
So like let's ask like to get the Reddit post. You can see that this is one of the capabilities. So like the initial prompt, the default prompt we always send once this opens is like, what can you help me with? And it will just give us a list of things you can do. So like if we ask what's happening, guys. And you'll see on the right, if you can see that my route was hit. So it compiled API tools. So it definitely got the Reddit posts.
Yep.
And we can see this is probably what's going on Reddit right now. If you go to the front page, this is probably like
what's there.
The most recent, yeah.
So let me ask a question here. So from a builder standpoint and for the hackathon especially, if I'm already building a product, I probably have my own set of APIs. There's no reason why I can't just start to plug my own APIs into this, and now I have an agent front end that can leverage my APIs. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
Nice. Yeah. This is I was gonna say, this is what we've been trying to tell people as like as you're building, like it's almost a no-brainer to start to pull some of the stuff that you're doing already to add that integration into here, because all you're doing is increasing your potential reach for people to then leverage your stuff.
Yep, exactly. I mean, that's our goal. Like we're using Next.js here, but like you can use any framework of choice, and make agent should be agnostic of framework. So like it literally just connects to the port of your like your local server, and we'll make sure that we can agentify your API, and this is one of the ways to reach that, to talk to that.
Nice.
Yeah, so do you guys want to add a feature, like maybe change the Reddit to do like specific subreddit or something, or is there anything else you guys want to?
Yeah, why don't we let's make it fun. Owen, you got an idea?
Let's see what meme coins are popping.
Okay, so like
do people on Reddit post about meme coins? Is that a thing? I know that's mostly Twitter.
How should we proceed to do that? Like how to get the latest meme coins? Mark, you're the expert. You built the CoinGecko agent.
Well, there's a meme coins subreddit. Maybe we can start
There's
there.
memes. All right, cool.
Yeah, that's the Reddit for everything.
Sounds like a good idea. And how does like, so you were saying you have agents to like interact with the blockchain, right? And different apps. So like Ref Finance, for example, which is the DEX on there. How does that like come into this? As in like how can you like call that with your agent? Is that something you can do?
Yeah, exactly. So like one of the ways we're trying to do this today is like your agent can return a transaction payload. So like literally this is one of the examples. You can see that it's just returning. So here's the transaction payload. It just returns JSON, and like this is like the standard near API.js way to like structure your transaction, right? You're probably familiar with this. So yeah, if your agent does return this, and it includes this tool called generate transaction, once our runtime picks up that your agent returned a transaction payload, and it's using this primitive tool, we will show the user like a screen to sign the transaction. Let me just show you how that looks like.
And if you want it for like a specific contract, how does it like know how to format the transaction? Are you giving it like an ABI or something?
Yeah, if you want like a specific transaction, you can specify it in the schema, right? I'm not sure if this will show. Like receiver ID should be the, in this case, like if you want to add like a contract address, you can do it here.
Yeah, that's more controlled at like the person creating the plugin right now. But we also have some stuff in the works for like just dynamically calling contracts and stuff. We're getting info on contracts.
Cool.
So this is one of the examples. I was this transaction is like a transfer transaction. So if I asked like transfer one near, and now we kind of need to be specific here, generate the transaction. And how all of this behavior can be improved by just prompting. So like if I'm more specific in the way I instruct my agent, and I in the AI plugin manifest, these descriptions will influence a lot how the agent responds. In this case, yeah, I was using create transaction, so maybe I could say create a new transaction payload and generate a transaction or something like that. So like that's why I had to like send this extra prompt, but the result is like this review transaction. So this is how the like we can let you like these agents respond with transactions for users to sign.
I really like how it created like a wallet interface inside the prompt. That's really cool. It's like it's like how it would pop up in a wallet, right? It's pretty cool.
All right, so let's
sorry, one thing I was saying, the clarity of what's happening, and I know you talked about this in the beginning, but just to like reemphasize this of like for the end user, like here's what's happening, or like this is going to be a transaction, so let's show you a wallet-like view for a second. Like I think those are all the things that I hope people are picking up on as why these type of agents and why what you guys are offering is a really nice add-on here.
Yeah. So let me just ask. We want to get like the subreddit for meme coins. What's the subreddit again?
Just meme coins. No space.
Okay. Okay, let's create a route similar to Reddit, but instead of the front page, we want to get posts from our meme coins. Is that it?
Yeah, r/meme coins. Yep.
Okay, let's get Claude to cook this up for us. All right, cool. Yeah, I think it's literally the same code, but the difference is that it will fetch the R meme coins subreddit. Nice. Okay, so now this is the handler, the get handler. We need to add this to the API route. So we will just say, yeah, okay, we have a hint, but
maybe we could. Would it be too much to just add a parameter to the Reddit tool, so we can ask for any subreddit?
Ooh, nice. Okay. So instead of you wanna like a query param?
Yeah, like update your Reddit route and add a parameter to the spec and to the route, maybe.
Okay, let's update this to take any. How would you prompt this? Let's update this to
take any subreddit and then just add that to the end of the URL.
I think this would work. We'll see. Let's update this. Okay. Yeah, definitely did. There's some issues here, but this is just like it needs to kind of find it. Interesting.
Just take it out of the log, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so this is cool. Now we need to add it to our manifest. The way I generally do this is like I tag the recent thing I added. In this case, it's a subreddit route TS, and we're gonna ask, let's add this to our spec. And I'm very lazy with my prompts. But somehow like they work. I mean, this is definitely not working. This is a create transaction. But generally they work. I don't know what happened here.
Yeah. Now this is great, just to show like working with this. I know a lot of developers are doing this, but if you're not working with these AI tools, then this is a great introduction to it, because this is pretty close to most people's experience, I think.
This is a cursor demo.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not just a protocol demo. This is a cursor demo, guys. I have my affiliate link. I'll share it in the end.
A cursor super user here.
Have you made the swap yet, Joe?
Oh yeah, I've been using it for a while now. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I'm one to hang about in the past. I need to make the swap soon.
Got it. Like, it's too busy otherwise.
Yeah, I'm still using what's it called? GitHub Copilot with VS Code.
Mm.
Oh shoot, sorry. I don't want this. Let's improve this, and it finally improved it.
Amazing prompt.
Perfect.
I love it.
Right? But this is correct, right? Parameters, it takes subreddit and query. And if we check, this is literally what we want. Okay, so like the plugin is updated. We need to scroll a little bit up and find the playground link again, or we could just restart the whole process. But yeah, let's see if we can get Reddit. Yeah, fetching from specific subreddits. Okay, that's cool. So let's say get me our, okay, we get posts from
SFW. Just kidding.
That's
and
mute the stream.
yeah, it picked the thing. Okay. New rules for meme coins. Okay, not interesting.
Hiji. Are we
Meme
aping?
coin Hiji. Is it on here?
It's on Solana. GG's in the chat.
Sorry.
Okay, what do we want to do with this now? We got some meme coins. You want to ask for a summary?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just see a summary, then maybe see current price, right? So CoinGecko, you guys have CoinGecko in here, right? So that should pull some of these in.
That's a good one. Let's oh, what? There's something weird happening here, but no, let's try.
And I think, like, if we were to make something, the data you're gathering, like specific to near, or well, you're doing account abstraction as well, so not even specific to near. If you can get that data and then you can do like create a transaction based upon this data, I think that would be even cooler. Probably out of the scope for this, but yeah, it's interesting how you can like take data quite easily and then perform actions on chain through prompts based upon that.
Yep. Well, okay, so yeah, one thing we can show, and hopefully this works. We did some demos, but yeah, so now I'm talking to DevHub Demo Assistant, but I'm going to pick one of the verified ones, CoinGecko, and I can say, what's the price of, okay, what's the price of the coins mentioned above? I don't know if it has the context of like what's above, but definitely had like past messages.
It should.
Or something.
And I'm curious, like at the moment, it's like a agent selector, right? How come? I mean, I'm not too familiar with agents, but how come it's not like one interface and that decides which agent is best to use based upon your prompt?
That's a great question.
That's
yeah,
ideal.
that's literally.
But yeah.
Exactly. That's where we're going to.
Cool.
Again, like from my presentation, like the first slide or the second slide was like the decentralized agent selector protocol. This is kind of like where we want to get to is instead of the user picking these agents, we want make it more seamless to our runtime to detect, not only from our registry, but all the other registries we're going to incorporate to pick the best agents for your request at all times.
I've seen a lot of people using crypto as a way to like monetize and compensate people for creating these agents and sort of creating a marketplace as such. Is this something you guys are doing? So like the more uses one agent has, you get some sort of, I don't know, incentive for doing that.
Yeah, you mean like to incentivize like agents? I'm not sure if I got the question right.
Incentivizing like people to create better agents, or maybe I don't understand like quite how these agents are created.
It's definitely in the pipeline. Yeah, you want to reward agent builders, and then especially agents performing transactions. But in general, I imagine we're going to be working on that.
Yeah, and I think you had, I don't know if they're still going, but you had like bounties for creating agents, didn't you?
Yes, we have an always running bounty. So the goal is to get agents verified, and we got like a few already outside of our team, to name like Potluck and Staking. These two agents were rewarded with 3K. So like getting your agents, verified, open source. Those are kind of like the two main requirements to get the bounty reward.
Cool.
So I got distracted. There's a message here like agents that don't make transactions matter too, and I agree with that. all agent lives matter.
Micro, you could also ask what's the contract address, and then that could give an example of like CoinGecko can be like a data source for the
for each. Or
yeah, and then some other tool can go ahead and try to build the transaction based on that contract's ABI or whatnot.
But yeah, you can see like I switched from interesting, but I switched from the Reddit. So like the CoinGecko asked the price. It told me the price for each XPX and not payroll. And then I asked like how the price evolved over the past few days. It's been stable, so it's probably like a stable coin or something. And then I asked like what's the contract address, and there's the contract address.
Nice.
What is the view? What's the block explorer? Solana's block explorer.
No clue.
Soul scan. It looks like I just Google. You can just Google the contract address.
No SoundCloud.
Yeah. Anyways, we don't need to go as deep.
But
is there anything else you guys want to add?
I'd be interested to hear like. So you have bounties at this hackathon, right? At Redacted. What are you excited to see people build, and what have you had people building so far? And maybe you can like reiterate what the bounties you're offering are.
Yeah, Mark, you want to take that one?
Yeah. I mean,
or we can bring it up for sure.
Yeah. I mean, all agents are nice, like Micro said, but some stuff just specifically fetching data on chain and making that easier for the user to interact with. Maybe like an agent that's seeing like most popular contracts and helping you interact with them, see the most popular, for like a week, stuff like that. That could be very nice. Maybe an agent where you put any contract address and it'll help you, see more about the contract, interact with the contract.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see if many agents manage to make their way into like this verified column after the hackathon, I think that'll be a real result.
Yep, absolutely.
Anything you want to add on to this, Joe?
No, I have actually a separate dev question on the side, but I can save it to the very end here.
Yeah, I'm just showcasing this one is awesome, an awesome agent in my opinion. Like I used it to stake some near to the mint-based pool. So like I just asked like, do I have any token staked? It told me like, yes, you have 1 near staked. Can I stake more? Yes, you have approximately 20 near. So like, yeah, let's stake 1 more near, and it just told me how to stake 1 more near. I'm gonna prove it live here. Okay, just signed a transaction. You can see the details, and we got a transaction hash, and boom, it's been a success. This is just very exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. The transparency of it all too, right? Like it's nothing that's obfuscated in any way either. So like I think that is the one piece that sometimes people get apprehensive about, especially with using AI, is that like, oh, I don't really know what's happening. You guys are still making that accessible to the end user. Like if you want to see what's happening, here it is.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think this is like, well, it's obviously not a front end in itself, but it's quite a nice way to have like an ad hoc front end. Like a lot of these staking pools may not have like a front end to interact with directly, or for example, like new DAOs being spun up. You could maybe use this to say, hey, I want to do this specific action on this DAO or this this whatever.
Yeah, there's a DAO agent. It's still in the playground. It might not work as good as we expect. So that's we haven't verified it yet. But let's see what it can do for us. For me.
For you.
But I don't want to confuse the agent, you know, like maybe it's like, who's us in this case? It's just me. It's just Micro, your friend. This might not be. Let me check. Let me double check. DAO agent. Yeah, this is. By the way, shout out to Jazz Winder. He's been cranking at this.
Oh, nice.
Let me check his. Let me roast his AI manifest. I'm just kidding.
It's getting called out on stream.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe I will roast his AI plugin. Where did it all go? Well known. Oh, it's my bad.
Yeah, let's roast your spelling instead. I think that's like the fifth spelling mistake so far today.
Oh, sorry.
That's a really nice JSON viewer on your browser.
I don't even know. I just install like a random extension. Oh, it looks good. Let me give it a try.
And with the agents and what you've been doing so far, what I've liked to use is the not so simple like queries, as in when I was giving the example earlier about fetching all the NFTs for my account. It's really not like something simple to do, because you can't just, there's no real method to say, get me all the NFTs, because they're stored on like a load of different contracts. So that's something I was surprised and like impressed by.
Yeah, we can do that. Like, show me my NFT collection. It's really funny. Like this
someone saying, agents that don't make transactions matter too. All agent lives matter.
Yeah, this one doesn't necessarily create transactions. This is just fetching data. So
Nice.
we got I
Goodbye.
got a few weird things here, but let's go back to the DAO agent. I really wanna check if I wait. Are you guys in a DAO? Maybe we can start there. What's your
I don't know if I'm in a DAO.
Blunt DAO?
DAO?
I got my PO app, but I don't think I got added to the DAO yet.
I don't know what DAO I'm in, but I think one of my accounts is in.
I think I might be in the near builders. Or, is root.near in Blunt DAO? We'll see.
Okay, it actually works. So like you can
There you
ask.
Nice.
I actually added
in a
root.testnet to a DAO today. So does it have context? Have context about your account then?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we do inject a few things like your account ID, your balance, and a few other things. I'm not sure, Mark. What are the other things? Is that it or
The date.
the date?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
The date.
Otherwise, you're gonna get like 2022 results all the time.
Right.
Do you wanna shoot with your technical question, Joe? I'm interested to hear what it was.
It was a side thing I could just caught as you were doing things. I saw that you guys are using Bun instead of NPM. How's that been? Can you talk a little bit about? I'm just curious. I've seen it pop up here and there, but I have not actually used it.
We're big Bun fans.
Yeah.
Definitely like bleeding edge, not very reliable probably for
Yeah.
the future or long term, but especially for like a CLI tool, I think it's fine, right? We're not using it like across all of our infrastructure, but
Yeah.
I mean, I use Bun a lot, but I never really use the Bun runtime. So I'm always using the default Node.js. So it's just very convenient to use it across projects. And,
does it feel faster?
Yeah,
definitely the NPM for sure. PNPM, I'm not so sure. PNPM is good.
Even PNPM, if you're just constantly deleting your node modules, it just gets them a lot quicker from the cache. Feels like.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And then you can just like run a TypeScript file standalone, which is useful, without having to build it and run the JS files and stuff like that.
Oh, that is actually really useful. That is cool.
Yeah, being on these live streams, it's interesting to see what different package managers people have been using. It has been PNPM most so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also, one of the things I hate about Bun is when you use PNPM or NPM, you got the package lock. It's more readable than the Bun. Bun, you cannot open this. I mean, let's open it anyway, and this is what you get.
Oh.
So not really useful for if you want to check like what's really under the hood happening in terms of dependencies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've never tried. I've never tried to understand what's in the package lock.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to like if there's something really crazy going on, you gotta get there.
There's anything else to share? Anything to end on? It's been awesome seeing this. I'm really excited for the cross-chain functionality.
Yeah, me too. I'm
cool.
I really hope that it's merged by next week. everything like we know so far internally is that it will be there next week.
Nice.
But I don't want to talk too much.
Yeah, I don't just give away anything that you don't want to. Now, this was great. I'm so glad you guys were able to join and walk through this. At the bottom of the screen, we've had the link to your docs that people can go check out. We'll we'll make sure we add the links to the show notes as well, so people can see those GitHub repos. And
I whacked them in the. I went on Twitter and whacked it in the comments as well, so you can see it there. Just look for the orange cat. Send in some links.
Nice. If people have questions as they're developing, what's the best place to reach out? You guys. Telegram group?
Yeah, the best place is Mint. Right now it's still like Telegram group. So like, let me share the link. We're trying to deprecate the dev group we have and just force people to use one group.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's still called Mintbase, which kind of sucks because it should be Bitte now, but yeah, t.me/Mintbase. But you can reach us all out on Twitter. So like, I'm gonna share our Twitter. Should be Bitte protocol. And there's that. And what's your handle, Mark? Maybe you can pop it in there.
Yep.
It's gonna get a lot of random messages about agents now.
That's fine.
Cool. Yeah, well, let's see. I'll make sure to, we'll add all of these as well to the show notes on YouTube. So of this, if you are just watching this late and you want to go back and cut through this on YouTube, all of that, this is available along with the other workshops as well. You can see all of those. Redacted is about a week away here, so the deadline, you have plenty of time. As these guys just showed you, you can get up and running really quick. You can start building, and you guys do have a bounty at Bitte, right? So let's end with that, and then we'll send you guys on your way. But I can pull it up so you guys don't have to memorize what it was. But here, let's see. Your guys' bounty was a fun one because it really just allowed you to kind of just experiment, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So here, let me pull this up real quick. Share my screen. And all right, so here you guys are. So up to 5 winners. You get a nice prize there, and pretty much just any kind of agent plugin using the AI-driven wallet, and just like what they saw today. That's awesome. It's nice and easy, and we definitely encourage people to submit to this because that's an easy one to get going with. So great. Owen, any last things here? This was great.
No, interesting to learn more. I suppose will you two guys be there in person? Either of you?
I will. Yeah.
Thailand. Nice. Be good to see you out there again.
Yeah, very exciting. Are you guys? I know Joe told me.
No, I'm not gonna be
so.
there. But Owen's already there. Owen's rooting.
I'm already here.
Yeah, he's
20 minutes to 1 here.
We're hoping that he makes his way back eventually, but at this point, he might just be stuck out there.
I do have a flight booked return. Don't worry.
Nice. Well, guys, thanks so much. Everyone viewing, everything else, please make sure you guys check out the Bitte documentation, ask questions, make sure you submit your project to the hackathon. We will be back. We have more workshops coming up. We have another workshop. Let me just pull up the calendar so I say it correctly. We have our next workshop tomorrow at 3 p.m. UTC. We're doing a Friday with Frohl again, where we're going to do some great coding with Vlad Frohl. And then on Monday, we have Proximity back again to do building on top of Bitcoin. So using chain abstraction. So that will be a really fun one as well. Please check all that stuff out. Submit to the hackathon. We'll see you tomorrow. And thanks, everyone. Bye, guys.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Cheers, guys.